My name is Guido Huysmans from the African Film Festival of Leuven in Belgium. So we start Friday our 16th festival. It's already 16. We try to promote African cinema and African films, quality films in Belgium. Films who are rarely seen in Belgium, but we try to promote. So we are not only a festival, we're also kind of a center of promotion of African cinema.
You have a trade, there's a kind of trade market as well on the side?
No, we are not. We're trying first to choose good movies and to distribute them. We are the big problem in Belgium is where we can't see those African cinema films. So we try to distribute. So it's not only in Leuven we show the movies, like a normal festival, but we also try to show movies in 20 other cities. Okay. And so it's a way to promote them, and it's a kind of help to the distributors, because the problem is the distributor buys a movie, okay, he buys the right and he make a copy, but then he don't know how where to show it. Yeah. And that's our task, to help the distributors, because we have we know a lot of people. We try to put a lot of energy in putting movies not only in Leuven but also in Brussels, Ghent, Antwerp, all over the Belgium.
20 cities in Belgium.
In 20 cities in Belgium we show those movies, okay. Not all movies. Okay. Sometimes we show more Burundi in that city, more Mozambique in another city.
So they are public festival, open to everybody?
Yeah, yes, of course, they're public screenings. Okay. Problem in Belgium is that some parts are Flemish speaking and other parts are French speaking, so a little bit complicated sometimes. So some movies are not subtitled in Dutch, other movies are not subtitled in French, so we have to choose a little bit what movie in what city. But I think our festival is a good help to the distributors. And we this Friday is our opening session. We invite some people from London for Africa United, a new movie with this co-production UK, Rwanda, South Africa, and Mozambique, Burundi. And it's a nice movie because many of those people in the production are we know them already 10 years because. It's a co-production with different countries. So it's a Pan-African movie, and that's what we like to show. Is our openings movie. Saturday we show film from Mozambique, because one of the items this year we want to focus is Mozambique. We present a new book about the history of film in Mozambique, and we show some movies. The movies in Mozambique are not so known, but they are very good quality, because those old guys are very good trained in the time in Moscow and other big film industries. So for the rest we show a lot of movies on Burundi, very good quality for the moment in Burundi, and I invite everybody to come to Leuven, 25th March to 9th of April.
Next year, is that going to be at the same time? Or?
We are always around Easter. Just before Easter. There are kind of festivals in Europe. You have the Festival of Milan, Milano. It just passed now. It's now. Then we have Leuven. Then we have a good collaboration with Fespaco and other festivals in Africa. So we try to work together with them.
Cooperate with other festivals in Europe.
Yes. There's a good collaboration with African cinema, but also between those European African film festivals.
What about with the US, the American ones? The New York one?
We know them. There are two festivals in New York, Los Angeles, Pan-African Festival of Los Angeles, of Babu. But the director of that festival is a very good friend.
So you're cooperating as well.
We know each other. We know collaborate is not always easy, because it's a language problem sometimes. But I'm going every year to Zanzibar and to Rwanda, to Burundi, to make a little bit the link, because because I met also people that they don't know what's happening in East Africa, doesn't know what's happening in West Africa,
right.
North Africa doesn't know what is happening in South Africa, and maybe it's also a little task of our festival to make bridges between those filmmakers and those public. You know, in the public in Africa, in Zanzibar, they see never movies from Senegal and vice versa. And because we travel sometimes, we have festival, we see all those movies and we see quality, and that is most important to show quality.
Yeah, and there's a distribution issue obviously with cinema, African cinema production. And what about in Belgium? Are there any standard film theaters that distribute African films on a regular basis? Does that exist already?
They are distributors, of course.
Yeah.
They buy the rights normally for Benelux, Belgium, Holland, and Luxembourg for public screenings. But now, the last 10 years, you see there are also distribution on DVD. There are video on demand on internet. So it's much more complicated than 10 years before.
Well, there are some specialized shops for African films that sell DVDs in Belgium.
Yes, there are some. But
in Brussels mainly, or
it's not only for African movies, of course. Because
sometimes they have a department.
The big film distributor in Belgium of world cinema is CDR, and they have started also distribution on DVD and selling the films on DVD. You have Libération Film, you have a lot of those, Brunbro.
So all the large,
the Signar is the biggest one, and then you have some other, more little companies who trying, because it's very hard to make a living of African cinema. So that is, of course, the problem. Distribution, we don't make movies here, we only show them. Our task as festival is making the link to find a public for those movies. We are not in production, we are not in, we are a little bit helping the distributors. Our main task is show quality and try to convince the public to see the movies and maybe buy the DVD and maybe go on internet seeing movies. That's the main issue of our work. Make promotion and show quality, because it's no use to show bad movies, because otherwise the cliches are again there that African movies are bad. No, I think.
Do you have any Nollywoods? Do you promote Nollywood?
No, there's another discussion, of course, that the Nollywood movies are much seen by the Nigerian communities in Belgium, of course. There are shops in Antwerp, in Brussels, the Congolese have their shops, the people of Guinea-Conakry have the shops, and they see only film of Guinea-Conakry, so that it's another world. And it's on their publics only the Congolese or the Nigerians. We try, of course, to have find a Belgian public, Flemish and Francophone public for African movies. It's completely other discussion. We try to show sometimes Nollywood movies, but we see that the Belgian audience is not really convinced of the quality. But that is no. I think there are good Nollywood movies, there are bad Nollywood movies.
Changing.
Like
it's changing. Yeah.
It's they have. I think there's always quality, but. I don't like the discussion between the cinéma d'auteur and cinéma populaire, the popular cinema. I think there is a good cinéma d'auteur and a bad cinéma d'auteur, and there's a good popular cinema and bad popular cinema. So for me, that's the discussion.
What are your top 5 best African films? That's the question we often ask at the end.
You surprised me with that question.
That's a hard one.
But it's of course Molade of Sam Bendusman, I think. La Vie sur Terre de Sissako. Maybe also Ermakono de Sissako. Then I have to see Pièce d'identité, why not, of Musée Gangoura. I already 5 already. I think those are very different kind of movies, but I like diversity in the cinema.
You would recommend?
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.